Hi family, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia Mofa and today's video we are going to be reading a story called Divorce Prescription. And I believe you're going to love the story. You are not going to regret it. So if you just click this video, thank you so much for clicking this video. You are going to love the story. Trust me on that. You're going to love the story. As you already heard by the title, it's a story about Adam Alvarez and Celine Tate, misguided love, and I believe you're gonna enjoy the story a whole lot. Trust me on this. I'm gonna enjoy the story. So if you are new, thank you so much for clicking. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I don't take you guys for granted. I do appreciate you guys so much. And I'm sorry for not being consistent lately because I wasn't feeling well. So you can tell from my face, I believe you can tell that I just recovered. I wasn't feeling well at all. But today we are going to continue from chapter 110. The last time we ended at chapter 109, and today we are going to continue from chapter 110. So I'm going to read the last stanza at chapter 109. Before she could leave, Adam grabbed her wrist. It's late, you can leave tomorrow. So we're going to continue from chapter 110. Adam added, I will sleep in the study tonight. Celine's lips curled into a bitter smile. So, this was all it took. A single word from Callie, and he had turned into a model of chastity. She looked up at him. No need, I'll leave tonight. She tried to pull her wrist free from his grip, but his slender, commanding fingers held her firmly. His strength unwavering, his deep voice carried no room for negotiation. Tomorrow you will report to Yorin University. Celine froze. What? I've arranged for you to attend Yorin University to study medicine. Everything has been settled, Adam said. Her mind went blank for a moment. He was sending her to Yorin University to study medicine. Did he ever stop to hear the ridiculousness of his own words? I'm not going. Celine rejected him outright. Adam frowned. Celine, Yorin University is one of the top institutions. Not just anyone can get in. This is a rare opportunity. I know you stopped studying at 16, but I'm giving you a chance now. Didn't you once say you were interested in medicine? If you work hard, you could shine on your own stage just like Carly. Celine remained silent. Of course, he looked down on her. Guess she had to thank him now. She swallowed her frustration and agreed, fine, I'll go. Without waiting for his response, she yanked her wrist out of his grip and walked away. Celine headed to Mary's room. When she entered, she found Mary sitting at the bedside, threading a needle with her reading glasses on. She swallowed her frustration and agreed, fine, I'll go. Without waiting for his response, she yanked her wrist out of his grip and walked away. Celine headed to Mary's room. When she entered, she found Mary sitting at the bedside, threading a needle with her reading glasses on. Grandma, why are you still up so late? She asked as she approached. Celine, just in time. I've finished a little vest for you. Try it on and see if it fits. Mary tied up the last thread, held up a yellow knitted vest, and helped Celine slip it over her shoulders. Grandma, why are you still up so late? She asked as she approached. Celine, just in time. I'll finish a little vest for you. Try it on and see if it fits. Mary tied up the last thread, held up a yellow knitted vest, and helped Celine slip it over her shoulders. Oh, it's perfect, just the right fit, Alfred said with a chuckle. From outside the room, Adam arrived just in time to hear the laughter. He stopped at the doorway, his eyes drawn to the scene inside. Celine was wearing the vest. It was a soft, delicate piece in a cheerful shade of yellow that complemented a petite frame. Her long silky black hair cascaded down her back, accentuating her delicate beauty. The knitted vest hugged her slender finger, and her fair complexion glowed under the warm light. Under the warm light. Mary had always had an eye for color. She had chosen the yellow perfectly. Grandma, I have plenty of clothes. You shouldn't strain your eyes making this for me, Celine said. I figured autumn is around the corner, so the weather will cool down soon. I don't want you catching a chill. I want you to stay warm, Mary replied. Celine's nose tingled and her chest tightened with emotion. Alfred chimed in with a laugh. Mrs. Alvarez, you are quite lucky. Mrs. Alvarez Sr. hasn't touched knitting needles in years. Even Mr. Alvarez doesn't have a single piece of clothing she's made herself. Mary laughed playfully. Adam has so many people fussing over him. He will never go cold, but Celine is different. She's always been alone. Celine had been taking care of herself all along. Those words pierced Celine's heart, touching the most tender and fragile part of her soul. She leaned forward and wrapped her arms around Mary. Tears welled in her eyes as her cheek pressed against Mary's warm shoulder. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you for your warmth and acceptance. Thank you for bringing me into Alvarez residence. The Alvarez residence had been the warmest place she had ever known. It was her heaven, her shelter. However, no matter how much she cherished it, it didn't belong to her. She couldn't hold on to it. She had to leave. Chapter 111. Honestly, she had already gotten used to it all these years. As she wandered through life, she grew up along the way. However, compared to suffering, warmth brought more tears to her eyes. Mary hugged Celine, putting her back gently like comforting a child. Silly girl, why are you so formal with me? Grandma, I want to tell you something. What is it? Outside the door, Adam watched as Celine clung to Mary's shoulder. Her lashes fluttered and silent tears rolled down her cheeks. Grandma, I can't stay here anymore. I have to leave. Alfred immediately handed over a cane. Madam, use this. Mary grabbed it. Celine, you are not going anywhere. Why should you leave? I'll make him leave instead. Adam was speechless. Was he the biological grandson here or was he adopted? The same went for Alfred. It was like he had gotten who the rightful heir was. Celine's soft voice sounded as she said, Grandma, you have misunderstood me. Adam didn't bully me. He is very nice to me. Mary didn't believe it. Really? Adam watched as Celine raised her small hand to hastily wipe away the tears on her face. Hugging Mary tightly, she spoke with a cheerful tone. Of course, it's true. Don't worry, I wasn't finished. Adam is sending me to Yorin University starting tomorrow. I'll be living on campus, so I won't be able to stay here anymore. Mary was tuned. Adam is sending you to Yorin University. That's good. It's a famous university. He finally did the right thing for once. Celine let go of Mary. Grandma, I'm going tomorrow. Then I shall go with you. It's fine. Why? Parents usually go to school with their kids on the first day. You have no parents, but you have me. I'll be with you. Celine's reddened eyes glistened with a fresh mist of tears as she chuckled softly. Grandma, if you send me in a luxury car, it might scare my classmates. I would rather keep it low key and focus on my studies. Mary wanted to say something, but Celine was afraid that her tears would roll down again. She was scared that she would become greedy and didn't want to leave. Hence, she could only cut Mary off. Grandma, you can't distract me from my studies. I will visit you when I'm free. Mary could only agree. All right, I'll listen to you. Grandma, you should rest early. Celine said softly. Mary obediently lay back down, her expression finally calm. Celeste stepped out, quietly closing the door behind her. Outside, she found Adam waiting. Mr. Alvarez, Grandma is settled now. I will take my leave, she said steadily. Adam's gaze lingered on her face, her eyes still glistening from tears, seemed even brighter after the downpour of emotions. Her pale, delicate skin was tinged with redness of her flushed cheeks and nose. Though she stood straight, her slender back exuding a hint of stubborn pride, he couldn't help but feel an ache in his chest. She looked so heartbreakingly fragile. Adam said, I will have the driver send you. It's fine. Mr. Alvarez. With that, Celine left without looking back. Adam watched as the mansion's gate swung open. Her slender figure quickly swallowed by the darkness outside. She vanished into the night without a trace. A heavy, suffocating feeling settled in his chest. With a sharp tug, he loosened the tie around his neck, as if it might help him breathe easier. So be it, he should let her go. After all, she was just a stand in bride, an unplanned twist in his life. He admitted he had been momentarily lost, drawn to her in a fleeting haze of desire, but he didn't care for her. The one he liked and wanted was Carly. So we are going to chapter 112. Adam didn't like being stuck between two women. He should end things with Celine. Ruby heard someone knock on the door. She put on her clothes and opened. Who is it? It was Celine. She hadn't bring anything and only had the gift Mary gave her. She looked at Robin and smiled bitterly. Robin, I have nowhere else to go. Can I stay with you? Ruben quickly pulled Celine in. Celine's hands were closed, so Ruben rubbed her hands. Celine, what's wrong? Why did you come here in the middle of the night? That's dangerous. Celine curled her lips into a faint smirk. Carly fell down the stairs today, and now Adam's not allowed to share a room with me, so I got kicked out. Ruben froze, her hands trembling before she reached out and pulled Celine into a tight embrace. Damn, those two scumbags. Her eyes reddened and her voice cracked with emotion. How can they keep bullying you like this? The next day, Celine arrived at Yorin University to register. Thanks to James' meticulous arrangements, everything went smoothly. She was placed in class 12 of the medical program. She sat on the last row alone. The students beside were friendly as they tried to introduce themselves too themselves too. They buzz with excitement. Mr. Lambert himself is teaching us today. He's devoted pioneer of medicine and a true giant in the field. Mr. Lambert rarely teaches anymore, and this class was added last minute. We are so lucky. It was familiar name. Celine, who hadn't slept well the night before, felt a wave of drowsiness wash over her. She yawned and rested her head on the desk, hoping to catch a quick nap. Moments later, the once noisy classroom fell silent. The students hurried back to their seats. James had arrived. James commanded respect wherever he went, whether in the medical field or at Yorin University. His mere presence exuded authority. As he stepped in onto the podium, his sharp gaze swept across the room. He was searching for someone. This impromptu class wasn't just a lecture, it was an excuse to meet Celine. Adam, his nephew, had already mentioned this stand in bride. More intriguingly, even Adam had personally approached James on her behalf. That alone was enough to pique his curiosity. James scanned the room, his tone calm but firm. Where is the new transfer student, Celine? Mm. James, okay. The student eagerly pointed in unison. Mr. Lambert, she's over here. She's over there. Following their gestures, James' gaze landed on Celine, fast asleep, her head resting on her folded arms. He blinked, momentarily speechless. As Adam's wife and someone James vouched for, James decided to exercise patience. With a sigh. He descended the podium and approached her desk. Standing beside her, he cleared his throat deliberately, the sound loud and purposeful. Celine, utterly exhausted, had already slipped too deeply into her dreams to notice. James was speechless. He knocked on the table and it woke Celine up. Celine blinked herself awake, her drowsy eyes lifting to meet the man standing before her. James assessed her closely, but he also saw her doing the same. You are James, she asked, her voice soft but straightforward. James froze for a moment, as everyone had always respected him. It had been years or decades since anyone had addressed him so casually, and yet she was, uttering his name like they were old acquaintances. James was standing and Celine was sitting. Logically speaking, she should have had the upper hand over Celine. But Celine sat up straight, her bright eyes quietly observing James, and that calm air of hers actually overshadowed James. James said, "Yes, yes." No, James was speechless with himself. What was he even saying? Apart from his most respected Dr. C, nobody dared to address his first name. This substitute bride really had no sense of propriety. James wanted to criticize Celine. You. But Celine spoke again. She nodded and said, "All right, you go ahead and teach." James froze. Wait, who exactly was the professor? And who was the student here? She actually told him to go and teach. But to Celine, James seemed to have no control over his body. He turned to the podium and started teaching. Wait, why was he acting so obedient? He really didn't want to. Jane started lecturing. Celine was still tired, obviously, because she didn't nap enough. So she slept on the table again. She slept the entire lecture. James glanced at Celine, who was still sleeping. As he was about to leave, he really wanted to wake up and give her a lecture, but he seemed a bit hesitant, almost afraid in the end. He just left. At that moment, Melody entered the class, accompanied by two other girls. Melody, who was studying in the dance department at Yorin University, had a dream of one day becoming a lead ballerina like Kali. She greatly admired Kali. Melody was very beautiful, and it was all thanks to her fantastic figure. She was the queen bee at Yorin University, often referred to as the goddess among men. She was popular and doing extremely well in her social circles. Hearing that Celine was studying at Yorin University, Melody was very angry. That was Adam. What was Adam thinking? Why did he send this country bumpkin to Yorin University? This Celine deserve it. To Melody, Celine's presence put down the standards of Yorin University. Melody saw Celine from the window. She was still asleep. The two young ladies besides Melody were her lackeys. They laughed and said, "Melody, I heard that Celine keeps sleeping in classes. Is she a pig or what?" Haha, she's indeed a country bumpkin. She is a york in Yoring University. Melody's mood brightened, and she took on her phone. She snapped a photo of the sleeping Celine and quickly posted it on the Yoring University forum. Her caption was dripping with sarcasm. "Let's welcome the newly transferred Celine Tate." It didn't take long for the comments to roll in. Student Student A wrote, "This new student fell asleep during James' class." Student B replied, "Is she the goddess of sleep?" Student C and D both agreed with that statement. Seeing Celine being crowned with a little goddess of sleep, Melody couldn't help but chuckle with amusement. Just then, her phone rang with a melodious ringtone. It was Callie calling. Hmm. It's so funny, oh. Chapter 140. Hello, Melody. Today is Celine's first day at Yorin University. How is she? Callie asked. Melody Smith. Callie, why did you waste your time on Celine? She is not even anywhere near your level. Hear this. Celine had already become popular on her first day. Callie chuckled. Melody, come to the bar tonight. Adam will bring me over for some games tonight, so you can also tell him and Benami about the news. After Celine got enough sleep, the classes ended as well. She went to her dorm. There were two occupants in the room. One was Celine and the other was Haley Young. Haley looked at Celine happily. You are Celine, right? I'm Haley. We will be roommates from now on. Haley was happy. Go, lucky. She had a huge birthmark on her face, which kind of created a big contrast on her fair cheeks. Noticing Celine looking at her birthmark, Haley wasn't embarrassed at all. I was born with this birthmark. The doctors said there was no way to remove it, though everyone calls me ugly behind my back, and nobody wants to stay with me. Then she shrugged. If you don't want to, then Celine smiled. That's great. I'm a country bumpkin from the countryside. Oh my God. Country bumpkins. It seems like we are a match made in heaven. We are destined to be roommates. True, country bumpkin and a woman with a birthmark on her face. Perfect match, right? Haley smiled sweetly as she shook her hand. The two quietly became close. Celine really liked Haley, although Haley had a congenital flaw. She wasn't self-conscious about it at all. About it at all. In fact, she was open and sunny, radiating positivity. At this moment, Haley linked her arm with Celine's and cheerfully said, Celine, come on, I'm taking you to bar. A bar? Celine hesitated for a moment, but Haley immediately pulled her along. Celine and Haley arrived at Club 1996. Haley confidently waved her hand and told the waiter, we will take the most luxurious VIP room here. Celine quickly pulled Haley aside. Do you even have the money for that? Haley patted her chest proudly. I'm the sugar mommy here. Celine was speechless. The waiter smiled apologetically and said, sorry, ladies, our most luxurious VIP room is always reserved for Mr. Goodwin tonight. Mr. Goodwin is using it to entertain Mr. Alvarez. Club 1996 was the property of the Goodwin family, and Benjamin was the heir. Tonight, he was hosting Adam. Haley raised an eyebrow. Mr. Alvarez is here. Yes, tonight, Mr. Alvarez is here with his girlfriend, Carly, to play cards. Mr. Goodwin and a few other rich heirs are accompanying them. That room is Mr. Alvarez's private VIP suite. Celeste had missed a bit. She didn't expect Adam to bring Carly there to play cards. What a coincidence. She looked up and saw the most luxurious VIP room at the far end. That was Adam's suite. Haley tagged at her. Celine, let's go take a look. She pulled Celine to the door of the luxurious VIP room. Celine peeked inside. It was lively and full of people playing cards. At the main seat, she saw Adam. Adam looked like the perfect gentleman in the white shirt and black trousers. The top two buttons of his shirt were casually undone, revealing his sculpted collarbones. He sat at the head of the table, holding his cards, exuding an air of effortless charm with just the right amount of relaxed laziness. He looked incredibly handsome. Beside him sat Callie, dressed in a strapless floral dress with large blooming roses in it. She looked stunning. Her beauty was complemented by Adams forming a picture perfect couple that was hard to ignore. Benjamin and two other young men were also at the card table, laughing and enjoying the game. Benjamin, who was in a great mood, said with a smile, Adam, you're going to lose again. You've already lost a lot of money tonight. Chapter 115. Chapter 115, right? Tonight, Adam had been losing non-stop. Luck wasn't on his side, and the cold lines on his handsome face made it clear he wasn't pleased. Carly, who was seated beside him, was studying her cards. Beside her lay a fruit platter filled with fresh seasonal fruits. She reached out with her delicate hand, picked a plum purple grape, and peeled off its skin. Then she held the glistering, juicy fresh to Adam's lips. Without taking his eyes off his cards, Adam opened his mouth and ate the grape Carly offered. She nestled closer to him, her movements soft and graceful, catching the seed he spat out in her palm without hesitation. Carly resembled a perfect wife, attending to Adam's every need. One of the young heirs at the table laughed. Only Mr. Alvarez could have merged his number one beauty. Only Mr. Alvarez could have Mercedes number one beauty catering to him like this. The other chimed in. They say fortune in love means misfortune is gambling. No wonder Mr. Alvarez has been losing all night. Carly gave a playful pout, her lips curving into a cow smile. All you do is tease me. Outside the door, Celine watched the scene unfold. It was the first time she had seen Adam bring Carly to socialize and play cards with his friends. A pang of bitterness surged in her chest. Adam lost again. He threw his cards onto the table, his movements brusque, and shoved the pile of chips in front of him toward the center. Split them among yourselves. Benjamin and the two other men grinned happily. Benjamin said, "Thanks for your generosity, Adam." The other rich head joked, "Mr. Alvarez is throwing money tonight." Adam remained emotionless. He leaned his broad back lazily against the chair, exuding a sense of detached boredom and lack of interest. Carly looked at him lovingly. "Adam, are you tired? I think he's losing interest." I think he's losing interest. Carly, do you want to help with that? The rich hair started to make a commotion. Carly smirked as she poured alcohol into the glass. Adam, want some drink? He just looked at her without saying a word. Carly, who was basking in the attention of the room, boldly climbed onto his lap. She shifted her position slightly higher, leaning forward with her hands braced on the back of his chair, while effectively pinning him in place. Adam, who had been recycling Leslie now showed a flicker of interest. He raised an amused eyebrow. Carly smirked teasingly as she gently bit a ring of wine glass, tilting the glass. She let the red liquid flow. Adam chuckled softly. He patted his lips, allowing the wine to flow into his mouth. Wow! Benjamin was the first to stir the commotion, and the other worthy heads chimed in as well. Carly really knows how to feed Mr. Alvarez wine, doesn't she? Look, Mr. Alvarez actually smiled. No wonder Carly continues to hold his favor so effortlessly. The luxurious private room buzzed with excitement. Celine stood silently outside amidst the teasing and laughter. Carly's cheeks flashed as she gracefully slid off Adam's lap, returning to a seat by his side. Adam didn't say much, but his left arm extended casually, resting on the back of Carly's chair, as if pulling her into his embrace. The others continued their teasing, while Carly playfully scolded them to stop. Adam watched with a doting smile. Celine had to admit that Carly was indeed clever. She fully understood that a man like Adam reveled and served wherever he went, needed someone to flatter him. Carly knew how to handle the atmosphere perfectly. Celine decided she didn't want to watch anymore. She didn't enjoy torturing herself. That was Adam and Carly's world, which she couldn't enter. Haley, let's go. Celine, wait a minute. Look, Melody is here too, Haley said. Celine noticed Melody, who had been sitting in the couch all along, joining in the teasing with delight. Melody chuckled and said, Adam, Carly, since everyone is in such a good mood, let me tell you a joke. Carly's face lit up with curiosity. What kind of joke? Melody smirked. It was about Celine. So, guys, this is here where we end with chapter 109, 110 to 115. But before I end this video, first I want to ask that if Carly says that Adam should not, Adam should divorce Celine, and Adam just divorce him, like Adam is very immature, it's like a little baby. Adam don't sleep with Celine in the same room, and Adam say I will not sleep with Celine in the same room. So Adam had to let Celine leave the house, and I respect Celine for leaving. And I also want to take this opportunity to say that what happened to me in 2024, I've not forgotten, and I don't care. I will never forgive them. Anyone who tries to put my children and I in harm, I will never forgive you. No matter who you are. If you think you are powerful, why? Wow. Enjoy your power. Keep your power to your people. Maybe if you're a man, keep it to your wife and your children. If you're a woman, keep it to your husband and your children. Make sure you never cross me and my children. Never. So what happened to me in 2024? It all started. I told you mostly because of a conversation with a hairdresser. And when I posted a link in my Facebook Messenger, Anna Louisa Jewelry. That's when people started asking me questions. Are you the owner of Anna Louisa? Well, if you think you have power in Ghana, if you want to know the owner of Anna Louisa, it's located in the United States. Why don't you call the United States president? President Trump. Say, President Trump, there's a company located in United States, and we believe that it belongs to a Ghanaian woman. And it's a good jewelry company. So we believe that she have stolen Ghana's gold. So why don't you call the president and tell him that you believe it belongs to me and I've stolen Ghana's gold? Like, this is total nonsense. You put people's life at risk without thinking. Where did you go to school? Like, you put people's life in danger without thinking, without any investigation. You don't think before you make such decisions, threatening me and my children because you people believe you have power. Well, there is a power above you. There's someone who is more powerful than you. Even if Anna Luisa belongs to us, what makes you think that the gold was stolen? Is your gold stolen? Is your gold lost? Have Ghana lost any gold? Have someone stolen gold from Ghana? That's the question you should ask yourself. You should investigate. And all those sending me fake affiliate deals, some of you media personalities sending me fake affiliate deals, I've seen you all. I know they are using you people. Now let me tell you, and whoever was involved in that will pay dearly. I will not move a finger. All I need to do is to leave it to God and trust me. He have answered most of the prayers. You may not believe it. He have answered most of the prayers. Because I know you people didn't access my social media by chance. Someone helped you to do it. And those people who helped you, they are paying for it. They are also wasting money in ways that I don't think they ever imagined that. And I'm so grateful to God that He have come to my rescue, like He said in Psalm 91. He said that I'll rescue you because you love me. He said that I'll protect you because you trust in me. And yes, He have done it. And He said in Psalm 35, He said that 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand. He said that it will not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you watch and see the reward of the wicked. And the wicked is receiving their reward. I said that it's just a matter of time. They will all receive their reward. Trust me on this. They didn't think. I believe they were paid to give access to my social media. And they also followed it. That's how God works. So I believe now you people are going to know that God exists. And aside from God, there's also a man who is also powerful than you people's power. He's above all of you. And he's protecting me and my children. If you believe Anna Luisa is ours, why don't you call the president of United States since the company is located there? Call him. President Trump, we believe there's a company in your country called Anna Luisa and it belongs to this woman. Can you please investigate it for us? That's how wise people behave. People who claim they are police, that's how they behave. You need to investigate before you accuse someone. You send that ignorant hairdresser to come and check my house to find what? Do you think if I have gold, do you think I'll actually leave it in the house? You people send people to come and live here, come and look for apartments. They all claim they were transferred from Obuasi. There was a girl who was living in a tenant's house. She claimed her mother is a political party's leader at Obuasi. She mentioned the political party. I don't want to mention it. And they also deal with gold. They were all sent here purposely for me. You people hack people's social media accounts. Who gave you people that right? What right do you have to hack people's social media accounts? And when you see people's message, because you claim you're educated, but you cannot read and understand. So you think you know it all. And you act without thinking. The things you did to me, will you do it to your own children? Are you people not stealing gold as well? Will you do it to your own children? Will you do it to your own children? No. So since you people cannot do it to your own children and you decided to do it to myself and my children, my little baby, you will receive trillion times what you brought my way. And I believe you've already noticed the pattern in your life. Anyone who was involved, anyone who had a hand in it, they will receive trillion times what they brought my way until they confess and apologize. So I'll see you guys again in the next chapter. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.